Alright guys, today I'll be installing one of the most controversial mods in the Subaru community. One that even myself wouldn't recommend. That's right, I'm talking about the HKS blow-off valve, fully vented to the atmosphere. Now, this mod really isn't going to add any extra horsepower or performance, and for many, it's actually kind of a downgrade on these cars. I admit it, I'm really just doing it for the sound. I'm sorry, I know you shouldn't add one of these, but I really am curious of how my car will react to one of these blow-off valves, and I'm sure you guys are curious as well. Now, thank you in advance to all you nice people in my comment section who are going to explain exactly why you cannot run a blow-off valve on a MAF sensor car like my WRX STI, and that in order to do so safely, you'd have to go speed density, so it's best just to stick with your stock bypass valve. Because otherwise with a blow-off valve, you'll end up running the risk of running rich in between shifts, or clogging out your cats, or fouling out your spark plugs prematurely, among other things. Inside the box, we have the instructions, as well as the materials we'll need to install the blow-off valve. And last but not least, the blow-off valve itself. Now, I'm definitely not encouraging everyone to go out and pick up a blow-off valve, but for those of us who still want one, even after doing some research, or are just curious, I'll show you exactly how to install it. The first thing we're going to want to do is remove these two 12mm bolts holding my stock bypass valve in place. We'll be using these bolts for the install, so make sure to keep them safe. Then carefully pull back the bypass valve to remove the gasket, which we'll also need to keep handy. Disconnect this vacuum line from the bypass valve. The recirculating hose is connected to the valve with a hose clamp, so we'll need to squeeze that with some pliers while pulling out the bypass valve. Turning it side to side while pulling should make it a bit easier to get out. With that out of the way, we can grab our plug from the kit and insert it into the recirculating hose. Once it's all the way in, we can grab some pliers and pull the hose clamp over it to ensure the plug stays in. Then grab our vacuum filter adapter here, insert the larger side into the factory vacuum line, grab the included 4mm hose and slide it onto the other side of the adapter. Now let's grab our blow-off valve, and we're going to want to install it with our factory gasket and two 12mm bolts from earlier, like this. There is a C-clip for you to be able to rotate the blow-off valve to fit into the engine bay, but on the right side here, there isn't much space, so you'll probably need to use a 12mm wrench to torque it down. This kit also includes some zip ties to secure our vacuum lines. To connect the line to the blow-off valve, we first need to remove this cover. Now grab some cutters and cut the excess line, and connect it to the blow-off valve. Finally, secure it with a zip tie, and we are set. That was probably one of the easiest installs I've done in a while. Well, without further ado, let's see how it sounds for the very first time. Alright, so far the idle sounds pretty good, pretty normal. It's up to temp, so let's give it a few revs. Okay, yeah. Let's see how it idles. Yep, the idle's normal. So far, I don't really notice any huge problem. I like it, I like it. So in conclusion, does it idle rough?
Nope.
Does it hesitate in between shifts?
Nope.
Does it sound really cool?
Yeah.
The only one thing I did notice though was I believe there was just a little bit more pops and crackles in between shifts, and that could be due to the excess fuel being sent. But really, it's not that big a deal. There's way worse things you could be doing to your car than adding a blow-off valve on it. And I think that topic gets kind of blown out of proportion just a little bit. So if you're really against blow-off valves, I'd say stick to the bypass valve. But if you really can't help yourself and you want to give it a try, it can't really hurt too much. And other than that, I'm gonna drive it around a little bit more. And if the blow-off valve was or wasn't for you, don't forget I have plenty of other videos from maintenance to installs to just living with this car. So be sure to check that out and consider subscribing for more automotive content.